Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. Sorry I didn't get a video up on Friday. I had every intention of doing so when I woke, but well, not when I woke, but on Thursday night. I thought, yeah, I'll get a video done Friday. No. I woke up on Friday morning and slept okay. Everything, felt okay. And then opened my eyes and the room was spinning. The room was just going, it just was horrible. The pictures were all just, ugh. And I just felt so dizzy, so nauseous. It really wasn't very good. I think I lay in bed for about half an hour until the dizziness had gone. And even then, kind of when I stood up, I was aware of that I wasn't 100% balanced. So it was not very nice. Our mum and I were due to go Christmas shopping on Friday. But the day was awful anyway. It was absolutely chucking it down with rain, cloudy, depressing. I was like, no. And I couldn't have driven the car if you'd paid me. It was like, I felt nauseous for most of the day, had a headache for most of the day, and just really didn't feel great. Yesterday I felt a bit better. I was able to do a wee bit more yesterday. Just a lingering headache. Today has been a lot better. I felt a lot better. I've actually managed to have a shower and stuff like that, so that's been good. Still a wee bit lingering of a wee bit of a headache, but nothing major, nothing that I can't cope with. So that's fine. So apart from Friday, my week was really good. Last Monday, Dad and I went Christmas shopping for Mum, and we got it all done. We got it all done in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. But it was really good. It was like, oh yeah, well, right, what were we going to go for? And we had kind of a rough idea. And then we got most of it, and then we're sitting having coffee, and I went, how about this? And I was like, oh yeah, let's do that, right? I'm like, okay, fine. And then we revised the list, and then there was something else that we looked at, and we thought, yeah, that's fine. So that was really good. We were both really pleased to have got it done, so that was great, and the shops weren't busy or anything. Then Wednesday I was out with my other half. We just went for we went for lunch and did a wee bit of shopping, so that was nice. And then Thursday I was a member of Elizabeth Meadows' Lizzie Fay Loves Books. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. Her book group had been reading Clanlands by Sam Hewchan and Graham McTavish. And she asked me would I be willing to come on and just answer any questions that the members of the book group had about Scotland and stuff. So I did that, and it was really lovely. I spent I think about 40 minutes with them via Zoom on Thursday night, and it was just really nice. They were so friendly, and the good, really nice questions and everything. So it was very, very enjoyable. What else have we been doing? Yesterday I was feeling well enough that I managed to get 4 of the Christmas cross-stitch baubles that I need to get away to the USA and Canada. I got them stuffed and finished yesterday, which I was really, really pleased with, and they look really good. I really, really like them, so I hope that the recipients they're going to will love them as well. What I have decided to do, I did say I was going to let you guys see what I'd been doing. I'm going to make a separate video of all the craft stuff I do, all the baking stuff I do for Christmas, and I will put that together as one video, and it will go out between Christmas and New Year, I would think. So you'll have to wait a wee bit. It's just I don't want people sort of maybe seeing what they're going to get before they get it. So yeah, so you've got that video to look forward to. Reading wise this week, it's been not bad, even with me feeling not brilliant. I finished Book Club to Death by V.M. Burns, but I will talk to you about that later on because it's a NetGalley review. And then I remember saying in my last video last week, oh yeah, I finished this one, it's my last review book of the year. No, I hadn't looked at my calendar properly. I had one more to go, so I finished it this week, which is called Single in the Snow by Helen Whitaker. Again, I'm going to do a December NetGalley because these 2 books are both December publication, so I will deal with that video in December. So what have I read this week? Well, I have read The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. I read this one as a buddy read with Rebecca, the Colourful Book Nester. Again, I will leave a link to her channel down below. I gave this 2 to 2.5 out of 5. Not because it was bad writing. The writing was nice, and it was a nice story. Okay. But what got me, and I think it also got Rebecca as well, we've still to have our kind of discussion video, but we have been chatting. There were so many different bits to this story that could have been elaborated on more, that could have made the story more than it was. There are a couple of instances, I'm not really, well, maybe I should go into, so if you don't want to know anything about this book, please, when I go like this, you'll know that the spoilers have finished, okay? So we meet Nina, who's a librarian, and her job is, her library is about to close, and they're doing like a hub library, and it's like, does she want to apply for a job basically to end up working, doing, computer stuff? Not really her jam. But she goes to one of these training courses that they organise, and while there, she happens to be perusing a website, and she sees this van for sale up in Scottish Highlands. And this then sparks an idea of a travelling book van as a shop. Great premise, brilliant idea. So she goes up to the Highlands and she meets this crotchety, lovely man called Wooly, who is selling said van. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you're a wee lassie. So, he didn't want to sell it to her. But in the pub that she was staying in, that had rooms above, she meets the pub, obviously the pub owner and 2 other men, and they strike up a friendship with her, and they work out a way for them to be able to buy the van, and then she buys it off them basically. And so she buys said van, and this is the start. She's like, how do I get my books from Birmingham up to sort of the Highlands of Scotland? So, right, okay, I'm going to drive the van down to Birmingham. But an incident happens that puts her in the way of a train, of a goods train. And she strikes up a friendship with the driver and the engineer. And basically, they do some illegal things that they're not supposed to do. And she gets the books for her van. And that's okay. That's not okay because that's just not allowed. So there was that. And then she ends up finding a place to to sort of park her van. She finds a place to live on a farm that's this beautiful cottage that was gorgeous. And there's the gruff farmer Lennox. And so there's their story as well. But there's also a couple of other incidences in this that could have gone into so much more depth. And, it just seemed to be glossed over, and I think that is really, that's what's really missing in this book. There are so many things in this that could have gone so much more in depth, and her friendships with the various members of the village, and how she became friends with them in the books, but how did the friendships then go on? There is one thing that really, really irked me, and I'm about to get my soapbox, so please excuse me. If you're going to write a book about Scotland and you're going to put in part of it that she's at a ceilidh or a young farmer's dance ceilidh, and that they're doing a Scottish dance, the one that they chose was the Dashing White Sergeant, please get your facts right about how to do the ruddy dance. At no point in a Dashing White Sergeant do the two people in the middle of the 3 actually dance with each other. That never ever happens. So that really, really annoyed me. I love that you want to write about my culture and the dances that we do, etc. But if you're going to do it, get it right. So that really, really annoyed me, and that did take points off of this. Yes. So, anyway, I'm off my soapbox now, and okay, you can come back if you just want to know the spoilers. But yeah, so that's, my thoughts on this one. I have another one of hers to read as my Christmas one, and I'm now kind of very wary, to be honest, but we'll see. So having finished that one, I then decided I read Single in the Snow. I've then I decided an audiobook on Friday because I wasn't feeling great. I decided I needed an audiobook. So what I have picked up on here is A Very Merry Princess by Susan Mallory. It's a very short 10-chapter audiobook. I'm really enjoying it. But a princess who works in her father's royal stables and is delivering one of his stud horses, to Happily Inc. in America, but she doesn't want to go as her, as the princess. She goes under, an assumed name so that she's not treated and fawned over, because she absolutely hates that. So I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a fun read, and I'm interested to see how it all works out. I then picked up as a physical book yesterday Sheriff in the Saddle by Dolores Fawson. This is a Harlequin intrigue, number 2079, published in July of 2022. I've only read 3 chapters of it so far, and I am enjoying it. This is my first Dolores Fawson. I've never read anything by her yet. So yeah, my first one, and I am enjoying it, and I will tell you more about it once I've finished. So that's kind of what I'm sort of reading at the moment. The Dolores Fawson might, if I sort of sit and really feel like having a good read this afternoon, I could probably get that finished. The Susan Mallory I'll either finish tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. And then starts a readathon. I start a readathon on Monday, but I think I'm going to do a separate video about that, just to sort of tell you my plans for that readathon, because it runs from the 21st of November to the 6th of January. Actually, I'm just going to tell you about it now. It is the Spirit of Christmas readathon run by Seasons of Reading. I will leave all the details down below. There are various categories that you can do. There's various levels, so you can sort of there's 3 levels of reading. There's a level for watching Christmas movies. I think there's a level for reading Christmas stories with your children. So I'm going to go for the top level of reading Christmas books. Yeah, you know me. And I'll definitely do the one about watching Christmas movies. I already watched a couple of Christmas movies and they've been delightful. What did I watch? A Sugar and Spice Christmas, which was really good. Really, really enjoyed that because it was baking in it, and it was like, yes, please. There's a movie coming on this week called A Hot Chocolate Christmas, and I'm like, I've got to watch that movie. So that's kind of the readathon. As I say, I will probably do a more in-depth video of what I'm planning to read and how I'm going to I'm not too sure whether I'll vlog it or not. I really don't know. I haven't kind of made up my mind yet. But I do know which book I am going to be reading first. It's called A Keepsake Christmas. It's an anthology. I started it last year. For some reason, never finished it. So I've decided, right, I'm going to finish it. That's going to be my first book that I will finish this year, or this readathon, and then take it from there. But yeah, that's it for this video. What videos are going to come out this week? I'm hoping to get a Christmas book one done, sort of like books that you might want to read over the festive season or give to friends, sort of like a book recommendation video. So I definitely would like to get that one out this week. I have a few other ideas popping around in my brain that I would quite like to get out sort of over between now and the end of the festive season, as it were, or the beginning of the festive season, before Christmas Eve sort of thing. I'm not going to do Vlogmas. I've never done Vlogmas. I don't think I could cope with doing Vlogmas. But what I might do is I might do like 24 little shorts of books that I would, out with my recommendations books that I would recommend that you could read at Christmas time. So I think I've kind of got an idea in my head that I might do that. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, sorry it didn't go out on Friday, but that's just the way it goes. What have you been reading this weekend? I'd love to know. Have you started doing your Christmas shopping? Please let me know down below. Are you going to participate in the Spirit of Christmas readathon? Again, I would really, really like to know. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.